That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
amazing. So, what do you tell people that are trying to get into the short-term rental business? Do you tell them, hey, go do ground up development because it works really, really well?
It's all dependent on your risk and what type of headache you want. Like
Because you're getting headaches. It just depends what kind you're looking
yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah. So like that was the biggest reason why I started the YouTube channel was like to detail every single part. The ground up is not as stressful as people find it. I would say the hardest part is just making sure that you have a builder, like a competent builder, that's also comfortable and take it on. Say
Competent
like,
being the main key.
yeah, absolutely. And another thing is like when you're approaching a builder, like, and you're looking to do, maybe if you're just on the, like if you're just trying to do like what we first did, which is like an 800 square foot cabin, make sure the builder knows that up front. Like they might not want to take on a project that small. Um, so yeah, I would say getting into it, just making sure that you have a competent builder, but also an agent. Like when you go start to look at land and stuff, to make sure that you have an agent that deals specifically in buying and selling land, which we have in this area. So like I went to Google and just type in like land agent Asheville, and there are agents everywhere that only specifically deal in land. Say if like you're in the rural parts of like the city that you live in. So that's huge. It's just like you can leverage all their knowledge, all their context when it comes to finding the right piece of land. Access is the biggest thing for us. So making sure that our guest isn't driving like 20 minutes down a gravel road, especially if they're arriving at night. So like we look for like properties that or pieces like parcels of land that are attached to like state maintained like double laned roads and stuff, especially if we're building six cabins. So like the six cabins we're building the first six we're building next year, that all if all those cabins are fully like maxed out on like the amount of guests that can sleep and they're all rented out, it can sleep up to 34 people a night, like all six cabins together. So you got to think of like 34 people going up and down a road. It can't be a single lane gravel road.
Right.
So that even if you're building only one cabin, you got to think of like the guest experience. Do you really want your guest who maybe is arriving at night to be like going up like 20 minutes up a gravel road and they've never been to this cabin and they lose reception? So it's
Right.
like that's the biggest thing when we first look at even building. The access to the land's important, which means before, like, part of the due diligence before we even go under contract is driving out to the land, because it might look cool on the MLS. It might look cool when we're looking at it with the agent, like on the computer, when we're looking like at the GIS maps, like the satellite images. But you might not know, like maybe it's just it's an absolute terrible commute to even get to the land. So it's very important to drive up there too.
That makes so much sense. And so are you using the same agent and the same builder, like the same team for all of your builds, or do you bid out all your projects?
So different subs, same builder. I wouldn't say we have an agreement with the builder that we have. It's just like we're sort of like we've become his exclusive client, because we I went to him and I'm like, hey, like 24 projects next year, like I'd like to be a priority here.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. So yeah, we use the same builder, same agent. For the last two that we did was the same agent. I'm licensed in this area as well, but it does help to have someone that only deals in land. And like the land agent that we use has like experience with like buying and selling for their clients, like up to like 100, 200 acres. So like our 10-acre parcel isn't really a big deal compared to like some of the larger projects they build. So yeah, same team for the most part. It's just the subs are going to be different because we bid everything out.